Welcome to SEC Network Basketball, presented by Regions Bank. It is also the kickoff to We Back Pat, a series of games honoring the legacy of Pat Summitt on and off the court. Mississippi State on Rocky Top tonight to take on the 15th ranked Lady Vols. Good evening, everybody. Sam Gore, honored to be alongside Las Vegas Aces president Nikki Fargas. Though, Nikki, it's been a homecoming for you here today. You were Nikki Caldwell when you played here. You played for Pat, you coached with Pat, you coached against Pat. So can you sum up for us just a little bit about what Pat means to you?
I mean, when you have the opportunity to have a Pat Summitt in your life at the early age that I did, she has embedded in me. I mean, we live by the definite dozen. I still carry that with me today. But this woman was so special. She showed us that we belong, that your voice mattered, that there's a place for us, and look what's happening now with women's basketball. So I know she would be proud of what's going on.
And she would love this Lady Vols team. They lead the nation in several categories nationally. Talasia Cooper, though, has been the driving force.
Yes, Talasia Cooper is a nightmare for the offensive side of the basketball, but defensively, she can get after you. I love that she is also a player that loves to fill her own stat sheet. She can not only score the basketball, averaging 18 points a contest, she can also dish it out. She rebounds. She also blocks shots. This young lady can do it all. And then for Mississippi State, we've got to talk about Jerkayla Jordan. She's one of those dynamic players who can score multiple ways. She can hit the mid-range jump shot. She can shoot the three. She's leading this Mississippi State team in scoring, averaging 15 points and 6.6 rebounds. Again, this Mississippi State team also likes to get after you defensively. So we're going to see a back and forth, get up and down transition style play today. And I'm very excited to see also we've got to have Nia Russell's got to come to play for this Mississippi State team to be successful. But when you're looking at the star players right now, keep your eye on Jordan. She's going to have to go against this pressure a lot. She's going to have to defend, but more importantly, Talasia Cooper is one of those dynamic scorers who also can get a bucket anytime that she wants.
Tennessee 14-2. Their only two losses recently to Oklahoma and LSU in a game that was an instant classic. They rebounded by beating Arkansas last week, and Mississippi State has opened up SEC play now. 4 of their first 5 games against top 20 teams, and the Bulldogs beating Oklahoma and Georgia last week. And right away, we're going to turn the ball over to Tennessee.
Again, when you start the game, you got to be on point when you're looking at the possessions. It is critical for this Mississippi State team to maximize every opportunity they can to go the other way and score.
Sam Purcell saying that the analytics tell him if he has 28 or fewer turnovers in this game, they can win it. That is an astounding stat when you consider the nature of college basketball, but the way Tennessee plays, it works out in their favor.
As you can see, this Tennessee team will get after you on makes, misses. They are very hungry to attack the basketball, but Mississippi State did a great job right there getting the rebound. You're going to have to be able to match their ability to rebound the basketball and not give this Tennessee team second and third opportunities, because they like to get all over the offensive glass.
And Mississippi State wants no live ball turnovers. Caught had it stripped away. Fans still on their feet. They don't sit down until Tennessee scores. Tennessee starting 5 in Kim Caldwell's system. Doesn't matter who starts. Everyone is playing. Everyone is coming off the bench.
Yeah, she's playing such a high level defensively by having her players in there go 94 feet, so she's going to have to rely on her bench a little bit.
And the fans are having to stand now into the second minute of the game. And already Tennessee is going to bring in subs at the next dead ball. By the way, the Lady Vols all wearing Summitt on the back of their jersey tonight. There's a travel by Jerkayla Jordan in honor of course, the legendary Pat Summitt. And Kim Caldwell, as a head coach, has won 87.5% of her games at all levels, and she has made an instant impact here at Tennessee.
Yes, when you look at Coach Caldwell and the intensity that she brings, that's how her team is playing. They are feeding off of her.
Whitehorn defended by Jordan. Good defense by Jerkayla Jordan. Spencer rejected by Okot. And it's scrappy so far, Nikki. We still haven't had a basket.
No, we haven't, but I feel like Okot has really affected this Tennessee team's ability to get on the boards offensively.
Now 3 off the mark by Depresha Poe. Spencer will push it for the Lady Vols. Tennessee leads the nation in 3-pointers. They make 12 a game. Lead the nation in points per game. They average 96 per game. Whitehorn, the bank is open, and the fans can sit down.
I know we've had these fans standing up a quite a long time, and this is unprecedented for a Tennessee team to go this long without scoring. But again, this Mississippi State team has had a lot of opportunities in the very first couple of minutes of taking care of the basketball. I know Coach Purcell talks about those turnovers, that we can average 28, and on a positive, they've all been dead ball turnovers.
2 turnovers right now for Mississippi State. So right away, Nikki, as a former coach, when you have watched how Tennessee is playing, what challenges do you know you're going to have to overcome when you're the opponent?
Well, when you watch Tennessee, obviously they've got a multitude of players that they sub in and out. So they were working, Mississippi State did a great job of working on communication. You got to be able to say, here's my man, this is who I'm picking up, and know the scouting report, because you got to go deep into the scouting report.
Well, they know the backboard. Spearman banks another one in. And here's that pressure. Double team coming over. Russell gets through it nicely. She gave it up. Okot missed. That's a rare miss for her. And then gets it on the second try. She leads the nation in field goal percentage.
Yeah, so Okot did a nice job of positioning herself early on for them to get her that easy look. And here's this Mississippi State able to push tempo right here.
And Okot, she's already established herself as one of the best bigs in the SEC this season. Prater off the mark, rebounded by Spear, who was honored before the game after scoring her 2,000th point against Arkansas. Spearman again. Nice look up to Jerkayla Jordan. She tries to beat Spearman and does.
Great job of Mississippi State of clearing the boards. And you give yourself an opportunity now to get out and run, and that's what they were able to do to get that easy layup. Coach Caldwell talked about, we need to have one player back. We need to have a safety back at all times.
Bracketology is live on the ESPN website. Charlie Cream has both these teams obviously in the field. Tennessee is a number 4 seed at this point, which would mean they could host first and second round games. Mississippi State is a 7 seed, and there's a travel by Puckett. Second turnover on the Lady Vols. So Sam Purcell, Nikki, he coaches this team in a way that I feel like no one looks forward to playing Mississippi State.
No, when you look at Mississippi State and the culture that he's created there, they don't make it easy for you. This team likes to defend. They're only allowing 58 points per contest for their opponents. They're obviously forcing turnovers as well, but just a balanced attack offensively. When you look at what Anaya Russell can bring to this Mississippi State team, and Jerkayla Jordan as well.
Depresha Poe making the 3. 71% of her made shots this season have been 3-pointers.
Well, if you look at the scouting report, she's going to be the 3-point specialist on the scouting report, shooting 43%. So she's one player you definitely don't need to leave open.
Good rebound by Montague. Here's McFall. McFall trying to beat Darby to the basket. Does. And Mississippi State having a good start to this game against the Lady Vols. Mississippi State was leading South Carolina the entire first half a couple of Sundays ago. And Whitehorn knocks it in.
If this Mississippi State can continue to run this Tennessee team off the 3-point line, this game can be a little bit more closer than what you think, because you don't want to trade 3s for 2s.
Well, Sam Purcell was telling us he expected this to be a game of runs. His team just had a 9-0 run. Kind of the nature of the way these two teams plays into that. That 3's off the mark. Good block out by Spencer.
Yeah, she did a great job on that weak side, getting the ball, and then now she's able to push tempo. But what's been working for this Lady Vol team is the ball screen action that they've been setting in the middle of the floor.
See if they can get that open again. No, 3's on the way. Uh-oh. Ruby Whitehorn is red hot. That is already her third bucket, her first three.
Yeah, you got to make sure that you know where Ruby Whitehorn is. Against Arkansas, I mean, she was 8 of 14 from the field as well.
Well, when we come back, as we continue to honor the legacy of Pat Summitt, we're actually going to talk to Morgan Vance, who is the director of the Pat Summitt Foundation, about how that legacy is being honored and impacting off the court.
Please welcome today's academic achiever.
SEC Women's Basketball is presented by Regions Bank, the official bank of the SEC. Welcome back to Knoxville as we honor Pat Summitt and her continued impact both on and off the court. On the court, it's 9-all. Off the court, we're honored to be joined by Morgan Vance, the executive director of the Pat Summitt Foundation. And Morgan, this is always such a special time of year for us to get to honor Pat. Tell us what the Pat Summitt Foundation does and the impact it's already had.
Yeah, so the Pat Summitt Foundation was started by Pat when she was diagnosed with early onset dementia. And so our mission is the same as it was when she created it. And so every day we are working to move the needle forward to either advance research, provide support for patients and caregivers, and then to promote education and awareness. So today, you know, our biggest initiative, our first initiative was opening the Pat Summitt Clinic. And so that opened about 8 years ago. And they have treated over 5,000 patients from 25 states. And so we are really moving the needle forward in patient care. And then we just launched our second biggest initiative, which was Pat's Game Plan.
Nice. So how does the foundation directly reflect Pat Summitt?
I would say first and foremost, we are still staying true to what she wanted to make sure we did. So that was making sure we had a space to diagnose and treat early onset dementia, Alzheimer's disease, other forms of dementia, and then taking care of our caregivers. And then, you know, for us internally as a staff, when I first started at the foundation, we sat down and we were talking to some of her former players. And the thing that kept being spoken about was Pat did not want us to be mediocre. She always pushed us to do more and be better. And that's how we approach our work. And so we are directly reflecting Pat in that every single day we are trying to be better and do more.
Yeah, one word that has come up over and over again, the more I've been exposed to the Pat Summitt Foundation, caregiver.
Yeah.
And I think that caregivers, maybe to the general public who don't know a lot about Alzheimer's and dementia treatment, they're kind of the forgotten people in the whole puzzle. What is Pat's game plan? And tell us more about the caregiver focus.
Yeah, so, you know, for the 7 million people that are diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, there's about 11 million Americans providing full-time care for them, unpaid. So they're their spouses, children, loved ones. And so we started seeing a need within the caregiving realm. The data was coming out, the research was showing the impact on our caregivers' physical health, emotional and mental health. And so Pat's Game Plan was our way to address that. How can we take care of our caregivers? And so Pat's Game Plan is nationwide. It's a free tool for all of our caregivers to access online, and it addresses their unique needs. So how do we help you from a legal planning standpoint, financial planning? It really is looking at their unique journey and trying to support them.
So just tell us, what are you most excited about currently in terms of the initiatives that you're doing or projects that you have in the pipeline? Just talk to us about what's coming up next.
Yeah, so Pat's Game Plan is a huge piece of what's coming up. So there will be a credentialed side of that work. So how do we equip our caregivers that are hired, that are serving in nursing facilities and memory care facilities? So that'll be a huge piece of our work. And then the thing that we are really excited about is how we are getting more involved from an education standpoint, an awareness standpoint, and a research standpoint. So looking at brain health. How, you hear these things, there's modifiable risk factors. Well, what on earth does that mean, and how do you implement that in your day-to-day life? And so the Pat Summitt Foundation will start working a whole lot more in addressing brain health and educating our youth, our student athletes, and our coaches.
Well, Morgan, this is the first We Back Pat game of many over the next couple of weeks.
Yes.
And we wanted to kick it off hearing from you. Thank you for giving us that insight.
Thank you
We are
all.
honored to be part of this, and we wish you continued success.
Thank you both so much.
Thank you, Morgan.
Thank you.
So Morgan Vance, the executive director of the Pat Summitt Foundation. Again, there'll be a lot more We Back Pat games over the next couple of weeks. Lady Vols all wearing the name Summit on the back of their jersey tonight. But Nikki, in this opening quarter, Mississippi State has handled Tennessee. Do you have a theory as to why?
Well, the one thing that we talked about earlier on is the turnovers. And so when you're able to break Tennessee's pressure and then get into your half-court sets, it gives you an opportunity to run your system. And this Mississippi State has done a great job of doing so. I think Thomas has come in and really been that player to knock down the easy baskets, but take care of the basketball, because you want to maximize every possession. And then on the flip side of it, Mississippi State is a very good defensive team. They too are bringing the defensive effort to turn this Tennessee team over as well. Right now, Tennessee has 4 turnovers to Mississippi State's 3. And the 3 turnovers that Mississippi State had, they were at the very beginning of the quarter. So they've settled in offensively and been able to break that pressure.
Tennessee's had back-to-back turnovers. They'll try to get on the same page here and meet this challenge in Mississippi State. Nice look inside to Hollingshed. Hollingshed going to work.
Nice footwork right there with Hollingshed. You see that she kept her pivot, utilized her extra long, lengthy self to get her that scoop layup going there. And this is an area where this Tennessee team needs to look for it. It's the inside play of a player of her caliber, because she can score the basketball.
We talked a lot about Talasia Cooper in the open, but Tennessee in general is so hard to game plan against because so many players can beat you. There's a foul called on Latham.
When you're able to position and get position like Hollingshed did right here with that extra step, to me that's an easy basket for this Tennessee team.
First foul on Latham. New players coming in for Tennessee. Debrecia Poe at the free throw line. 8 of 11 from the line this year. She really hasn't been to the free throw line much. And we talked to Debrecia earlier today. She's an aspiring broadcaster, Nikki. She wants to get into this line of work.
Well, you love when you have players who know and have direction of what they want to do, and she's taken full advantage of coming over. And I know you've shared some words of wisdom with her. But again, this Mississippi State team, although their record is 15-3, you got to understand who they played. The 2 losses came from South Carolina and Oklahoma. So 2 ranked opponents.
Kentucky.
And Kentucky.
Yeah, they beat Oklahoma.
I'm sorry, they beat Oklahoma, but that's a hard start for the SEC tournament, playing 3 teams that are ranked in the top 15 in the country.
Yeah, and to your point, that Oklahoma win was after they lost back-to-back to Kentucky and South Carolina. Prater's 3 off the mark. So Sam Purcell felt like that it could be a rough start. They had to weather the storm. And Jewel Spear buries the 3-pointer.
And again, that's just not getting matched up in transition. And this is where Tennessee is really at their best, is in transition.
Spencer makes a 3. And these are those scoring runs that Sam Purcell was anticipating. Said he would use timeouts if he had to, but he has not elected to call one yet. It's just a 2-point deficit. It's a 6-0 run, though, for the Lady Vols.
You know Tennessee is going to be hunting the 3 ball, and they were able to connect on that back-to-back 3s. The one thing, too, about 3s, when you're making them, you start to get a little bit more energy. And on the defensive side, they were able to turn this Mississippi State team over.
Tennessee is 3 of 5 behind the three-point line. They lead the nation in threes per game, 12. That's off the mark. Jordan will push it for the Bulldogs. Final seconds of the opening quarter, and it has been tight.
As we talked about earlier, it's a game of runs.
Yeah.
And this Mississippi State team had a run. They had a great push there. Right now, Tennessee is on a 6-0 run.
Well, Tennessee, in the midst of that 6-0 run, they actually had 5 of their last 8 shots. So Mississippi State trailing by 2 at the end of the quarter. All right, thanks a lot, Dari. It's a good game going on down in Tuscaloosa. Right now in the top 25, these are the teams representing the SEC. But if you talk about the NCAA tournament, Nikki, Charlie Cream right now has 10 teams from the SEC projected to be in the field of 68.
Yeah, yes, rightfully so. But this, as you see, this is a gauntlet of a league when you think about the rankings, but more importantly, there's some talented players and great coaches in the SEC. And as we see here, this Tennessee matchup, but Mississippi State is also a team that you've got to be aware of, because they can come in and they can build a little momentum here. And obviously got off to a little start there with at Kentucky and then losing to South Carolina, but they've had a great win over Oklahoma, and they also had a win at Georgia. So this team can get on the floor and come in environments and win games on the road. Then this Mississippi State team is going to be also a team that no one's going to want to play in postseason.
Well, that was a nice step through from Cooper. Lacotte will bring it up the floor, handling well. And then an offensive foul. And that was some guts right there shown by Sam Spencer. Because Lacotte is 6'6" and had a full head of steam here.
Yeah, she definitely should have given the ball up a little bit sooner, but knowing that they did have a safety back there. But I like the fact that Lacotte had the ball handling savviness to take the ball and get it across half court, and they may need to use her a little bit more in that regard.
She is from Kenya and just arrived in the United States in August. In fact, she said they didn't call fouls in Kenya. It was basically do whatever you want. So she's really has a steep learning curve to learn to play this Division I basketball, not foul. And she is fouled this time by Spearman. You know, I got a question for you, Nikki, when getting back to the SEC. From a WNBA standpoint, are there certain characteristics that are common with SEC players, maybe more so than other conferences, or is it strictly individual? Like, do you know what you're getting with an SEC player as opposed to maybe another conference?
I believe you do, because the style of play, you know that in the SEC it's going to be physical. You know that there's going to be a lot of athleticism, but more importantly, you've got players in the league that can do a little bit of everything. I mean, we've got a really good SEC player on our roster by the name of Asia Wilson.
Pretty good, yeah. Poe made another 3 on that last possession. Now she may try another one here. Yes. Oh, in and out. Mississippi State's taking a 1-point lead here to start the second quarter. Spencer off the glass and caught with another rebound.
Well, this tempo, this pace is going to lend to Tennessee, because they definitely can wear you down because they go so deep into their bench. So taking the right shots at the right time for this Mississippi State team is going to be important. But Okada is doing a great job of just clearing the boards for them. And there's the three-pointer that we were talking about. You've got to know where Powell is, because she can definitely knock it down. She's 2 of 4 from the three-point line, leading all scores with 8 points for Mississippi State.
Lacotte now with 2 fouls. She's gone to the bench. Sam Purcell's been matching subs for the most part with Kim Caldwell. Now, he said that this Tennessee team, I mean, they do it more often, but the Memphis game they played, the Oklahoma game they played, he felt like gave his team somewhat of an idea of what they would face tonight against Tennessee.
Yeah, when you are looking at your non-conference schedule, you also want to be strategic on who you play and the style of play that you're going up against, and they were able to see a little bit of that before they played a team like Tennessee, who likes to guard you 94 feet for the entire game.
Sam gave us a good Pat Summitt story today as well. His father-in-law is Joe Champy, the legendary Auburn coach, and when Joe was inducted into the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame, which is here in Tennessee, Pat Summitt, in the middle of the season, made a special attempt and actually pulled it off. Pulled a party, created a party for Joe for his induction ceremony. And so today the Mississippi State team went over to the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame, and Sam and his daughter took a picture with Joe Champy and Pat Summitt. But he just remembered how touching it was that Pat took time out of her season to have a party for Joe in his induction ceremony.
Yeah, that stories like that does. Ooh, that's a nice block right there.
Montague.
She came from nowhere, but that's Pat Summitt. You know, she's that type of person, and she's obviously has always been giving up her time for everybody. I don't know how she did it. I just don't know how she did it.
Whitehorn, 3 on the shot clock, knocks it in. Ruby Whitehorn has been so impressive to me.
Yeah, she's done a nice job of just getting to her spot, that mid-range jumper, and elevating. And then when you back off of her, if you're not guarding her, she also can shoot it from the three-point line as well.
That went off of Darby's foot. Whitehorn went to the same high school as Rakia Jackson, Lady Ball legend. Whitehorn's from Detroit, Michigan. She's a musician too, did you know that? She plays guitar and piano.
Oh, I did not know that.
I know you want to sing. So
maybe we can do
can
something
work with
together.
her.
We might be able to. You know, when you talk about Whitehorn and you talk about, you know, Detroit, Michigan, I was sharing this story. There's so many great players who played for Tennessee that are from Michigan.
Tess Darby. That's what she does best, make threes.
Well, and the closeout has got to be like literally you got to get on them and not give them that space. But, you know, when I was talking about the Michigan teams, players that played on this roster, you got Deidre Charles, you have Regina Clark, you had Peggy Evans, and they're part of why these banners are up there today.
Hollingshead is fouled by Montague. Let's go back to that last steal and 3 for Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee did a nice job here of getting the deflection and then pushing tempo. And when you have your head up and you're looking ahead and players are spotting up, and when you have Tess Darby in the lineup, you know what she does. She knocks down and she likes to shoot the 3.
Hollingshead will go to the free throw line now. Joe Vasili, our official, getting everybody on the same page. Actually, Denham DeShields pops out from the lane from Mississippi State, so they only have 3 under now. DeShields came out and had some words with Jerkayla Jordan. I just love watching Jerkayla Jordan's leadership on the floor for Mississippi State. She's like another coach out there.
Yeah, she definitely is. She understands the expectation. She understands the system that Coach Purcell wants them to run. And when you have her on the floor, I mean, this young lady is from New Orleans, so right down the street from Baton Rouge, where I was coaching a little while ago. But, you know, she's such a headsy and smart player. And so you want that IQ on the floor as much as you possibly can have on.
She's got her own sauce now. She's a sauce connoisseur. Get a bottle of that. That's her with the ball, Jerkayla Jordan, all SEC performer leading Mississippi State this year. She'll take it herself and just rimmed out. And that is going to go back to Mississippi State.
As you can see, here she is coaching up her who she wants to screen from. She was not able to hit that layup, but headsy play right there of her just staying in the play. And yes, that ball was off of Tennessee, and those are the plays that you have to have for this Mississippi State team.
Fans didn't like it. It was a good call. Mississippi State, little miscommunication there. Puckett will pick it up and give it to Spear. Cooper, little turnaround jumper. Beautiful.
Yeah, Talasha has not been shooting the ball great. This is her first basket right now. She's 1 of 9 from the field, but if she can get going, she can definitely fill the stat line with her ability to score.
Cooper had 14 against Arkansas last weekend. She was 7 of 14 in that game. Also had 4 steals. She's one of the nation's leaders in steals. A nice rifle pass over to McFall. Tennessee with a 5-point lead now. They led by 2 at the end of the quarter. Spearman tried to follow her shot, knocked it out of bounds.
Well, when you look at this Tennessee team, the one thing that they like to do is score the basketball. And hey, right now they're leading this Mississippi State team 25-20.
Welcome into the studio, Dory, Steffi, Kelly. We've got halftime in just a couple of minutes. Show you what's going on in Tuscaloosa. Shorthanded Bama trying to hang in there right now at home against South Carolina. We'll take you around the league. 4 total games going on. What are you seeing in Knox?
Well, it's good to see Coop get her first basket. I think Tennessee can score in bunches, and she's certainly a lightning rod for that, Kelly.
They started slow offensively, but they picked it up later.
Up 5 right now. We will see you in 4 minutes and 45 basketball seconds.
Thanks, Dari. Got their partner, Nikki, with me tonight here in Knoxville. So, Nikki, who spends more time in makeup, Dari or Steffi?
I'm going to say Kelly does. No, you know.
Good to have you out in the field tonight.
It's great to be here. You know, obviously, this place is really special to me personally. Growing up about 20 minutes from here, Oak Ridge, Tennessee. Yes, Oak Ridge, Tennessee. But, you know, it's great to be back and see so many familiar faces that are still part of the organization.
So, take a look at the screen, Nikki. Nikki Caldwell back then, who Pat Summitt actually, she compared your personality to hers.
Well, you know what?
Why is that?
You know what? It was funny. When I started coaching, people started calling me like Little Pat. Look at Little Pat. Because, I mean, and I think I love that she thought that of me. But I will tell you, there's 161 of us that played for her. And we have a special T-shirt, but we also have a Lady Vol thread that we keep in touch with each other. And when you get to see each other, like I got to see Kelly, and it was just so good to see her. But I'll tell you, when you play for Pat Summitt, you better be 1, disciplined. You better be 2, ready to work hard, and you got to be competitive. And those are the characteristics that, you know, you're seeing here today with between 2 really good teams. But I feel like Coach Caldwell has done a really nice job of implementing that style of play that's fun to watch. But more importantly, she's allowing these players to kind of play loose, and, you know, they're able to have fun out there, and that's what you want.
Foul was on Whitehorn. Russell missed the free throw. She made the 2. And so Mississippi State within 3. Darby short on the 3. Hollingshed trying to muscle that rebound away. It gets loose, goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Tennessee.
Well, the one thing this Mississippi State has done a really good job is keeping Tennessee off of the offensive glass. They've only given up 4, or that was the 5th offensive rebound. But when Okada's out of the game, that right there will eliminate a lot of those opportunities for Mississippi State to clear the board. So it's got to be 5 people coming in and rebounding and boxing out.
Speaking of 5, Whitehorn is now 5 of 7. She has been the player that stepped up offensively for Tennessee tonight so far.
Yes, Whitehorn is playing so composed right now. She's able to get to, we talked about her spot, that mid-range jumper, and knock down the shot.
Well, Jerkayla Jordan knocks down the 3 from the corner to reduce the Tennessee lead back down to 2. Mississippi State's done a good job with turnovers as well. A 3 answered by, you know it, Ruby Whitehorn. It's her night.
And again, when you're able to eliminate the three, because Tennessee does such a great job of not only putting up threes, but they make 12 threes a game. You can't keep trading baskets with a Tennessee team. You're going to have to figure out how to put string along back-to-back defensive stops, and then on the offensive side of the basketball, get to your spot as well.
Russell is fouled on the way to the basket. Tennessee has made 5 threes tonight. They just traded threes with Mississippi State.
Yeah, you got Jacayla Jordan over there in front of the Tennessee bench. She knocks down the three, and then Tennessee comes right back at you, and there's Whitehorn in the corner, who is 2 of 2 from the three-point line.
Tennessee up by 5, timeout called by Mississippi State. The fun thing for me, Nikki, as an announcer this year, you know, when I come into a Mississippi State game, I love watching Jacayla Jordan, Nia Russell, Okot. I love watching Sam Purcell coach, but when I have a Tennessee game, I have no idea who the star player is going to be that night, and that's exciting as a fan, not just a broadcaster.
It is. It's really exciting. But you know what it is? It's a testimony to them buying into, hey, if someone has the hot hand, let's keep feeding them. Let's keep looking for them. Coach is running play action to Whitehorn, because when you're shooting 6 of 8 from the field, she still could get those touches. But again, this Tennessee team has a lot of weapons on their roster. You've got Spencer. You also have Hollingshed, who's come in and gave them an easy basket inside, and Jewel Spear has hit a 3. So they just got many weapons. Talasha Cooper is not shooting the ball extremely well. She's 1 of 9 from the field, but that has not stopped this Tennessee team.
They got to get on Jacayla Jordan. She is going to make them pay. Jordan with another 3. Jacayla Jordan, she is a big game player. Seems to play her best against the better teams. Cooper. Wow. That's a 2, but it was sweet.
Yeah, Talasha's height at a 6-foot guard, able to elevate over a shorter Jordan. But I think this Tennessee team has done a nice job of just giving them the isolations in the middle of the floor where there's no help side.
McFall between 2 Lady Vols gets her miss. Jordan thought about a 3, steps through, contact, no foul, but the ball will remain with Mississippi State as it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, Jordan is so fun to watch. You know, you thought that she was going to launch the 3 there, and then she took it to the basket. And then now we're bringing in a Nia Russell. When you don't have Jacayla Jordan in the game, Nia Russell has got to come ready to score and take over some of that leadership that she brings.
Jordan on the bench now, just over 2 minutes left in the half. Jordan 8 points. This is Russell. Nia Russell through the lane, got the roll.
Nice roll right there. Again, getting to her spot, able to use that lean in to get an easy layup. But right here, again, when you have a player like Nia Russell, she can definitely get on a scoring run for you as well.
Offensive foul called against Destiny McFall. 9th turnover on the Bulldogs. Sam Purcell still cheering on his team. Loves that they're in this with 1:43 to play in the half.
Yeah, he's got to be extremely excited going into the half, because this Mississippi State team has done a really nice job on the defensive glass and not allowing Tennessee to get offensive rebounds like they typically do.
Oh, wow, Cooper. How about the strength it took to make that shot?
Well, you know, she was one of my clutch picks that I did the other day. Number 2. And then here's another player that's it's coming with her clutch move as well. When you don't have Jacayla Jordan in the game, then that's when you have to have Russell step up, and she's done so.
Russell, first year as a full-time starter. She's been at South Carolina and Kentucky. Sam Purcell's really turned the reins loose on her, and she is playing freely. And the numbers are showing that. This has been the best season of her career.
Yeah, this Nia Russell has done a nice job of just playing off the bounce, taking the contact, and the finish through contact. You know, when you look at her stat line, she's obviously scoring 13 points a contest, but she easily could be in the 20s.
And she impacts the game away from the ball, too. There's Spear launching a three. Jules Spear, her second three of the game, and it propels the Lady Vols to a 5-point lead.
Yeah, Jules Spear has done a nice job of just setting herself up and spotting up for the three. And when you have a player that shoots 39% from the three-point line, know that if that ball is coming back out to her off that turnover, she's going to look to light it up from the outside.
Montague scored for Mississippi State. 20 seconds left in the half. Spencer, she knocks down a three. That is number 7 for the Lady Vols in this first half.
Again, when you're able to knock down the three, it will give you the momentum that you're looking for on the defensive side of the basketball. So this Tennessee team is starting to light it up from the three-point line, but they're doing it with their defensive pressure. And then here's Spear spotting up for the three. And then here you got Spencer again. Nice kick out. And Spencer knocking down the three as well. So right now, Tennessee is 7 of 14 from the three-point line.
Final possession of the half. Tennessee can add to the lead. Spencer for three. Yes! Sam Spencer buries the three and sprints to the locker room. Officials will make sure that that shot got off and in before the buzzer went off. Let's take a look.
Nice penetration and kick. It definitely got off in time.
The basket is under review.
It only had to be released, and that is going to be counted as good. So the Lady Vols in the half with an exclamation point. Let's send it to the studio now with Dari Noka, Stefan Sorensen, Kelly Harper, who is known as KJ around here. Watching SEC Network Basketball presented by Regions Bank, the Pat Summit statue located just outside our facility. And right now, Tennessee up 43-34 after a very strong finish to that first half. Hey everybody, Sam Gore, Nikki Fargas back with you. So Nikki, you know, I mentioned earlier, I always love to see who's going to step up for Tennessee. Tonight it's been Ruby Whitehorn so far.
Yes, Whitehorn has been phenomenal in getting to her spot. She's able to get to that mid-range jumper and elevate over the defender. And when you look at what she's been able to do from the three-point line as well, she's knocking it down from all over. Whether she's penetrating to the pull-up or spotting up for the three, she has been such a great presence for this Tennessee team on the offensive side of the basketball. And then in the second quarter, everybody just wanted to shoot threes all of a sudden. So you've got Tennessee making threes. You've got Mississippi State making threes. I mean, this Tennessee team in the last 52 seconds of the second quarter, they had a field day from the three-point line. They made 3 of their 5 threes. But right now, this Tennessee team is 8 of 15 from the three-point line, but 5 of 9 in the second quarter.
However, I will counter that Mississippi State finished the second quarter making 6 of their last 7 shots. So both teams on a roll going into the half. Let's see what happens now here in the second half. A 3 right away by Jules Spear.
That play action that they ran, they really wanted to have the kick back misdirection, and Spear was right there to spot up for the three-point shot, and that's what you don't want to do. You want to come out the half, you want to get a defensive stop. But again, Mississippi State, we can't trade 2s for 3s, 2s and 3s.
Yeah, DePrecia Poe. Sam Purcell at halftime, he asked his team 3 questions. What are we doing well? What do we need to fix? What's it going to take to win this game?
Well, I think what they're doing well right now is definitely scoring the basketball because they've got 36 points and they had a little run there. But the other thing they've got to work on, though, is they've got to take care of the basketball. 19 of Tennessee's points are coming off of 11 of their turnovers.
Russell and Jordan both on the floor now for Mississippi State. They finished the half with Jacayla Jordan on the bench. A inside, and that is what she does best, make shots. She leads the nation in field goal percentage.
It's great to have Akkad back on the floor. She's a presence inside, but she's also a great rebounder on both sides of the basketball. And as you said, she's one of the best scorers in the paint. Right now, she's shooting 69% on the season.
A good takeaway from Jerkayla Jordan. To Shields, to Russell. And Russell gets it out to the Shields. And Denham to Shields knocks down the three. Denham to Shields, very close connections to Tennessee. Her sister Diamond was a star here. Her mom was a star track athlete, Tish, and her dad played the major leagues for a long time. And that ends a 7-0 run.
Mississippi State has had a lot of opportunities in the first half to knock down some shots, and I can see now they're settling in against this pressure. They're also settling in at the three-point line.
That's off the mark. But they have not had the live ball turnovers that kill other opponents against Tennessee. That's one area Mississippi State's been able to control so far, but they have not found a way to win this game. They're down 7 now. Spearman, nice take, missed it. Goes to Shields.
Again, having Akkad in the game, she's someone who can change the trajectory of your shot, but this Tennessee team has done a nice job of pushing back at Mississippi State.
That'll stop the clock. Tennessee will bring in 3 players. And they'll bring in Latham, Darby, and Hollingshed. And Mississippi State countering with 2 players. As McFall checks back in along with Prater. And now they're going to bring the third off the bench, Montague. So both teams subbing 3 for 3. Does that make you uncomfortable at all if you're the opposing coach against Tennessee? Do you know you're going to have to go deeper in your bench than maybe you normally do?
Yeah, I think it does. I think you got a game plan for the fact that this Tennessee team plays full court pressure, and you don't want to have sloppy play out there. You rather have your team as fresh as you possibly can and give them the breaks that they need, and so utilizing the clock is also a good thing.
Oh, what a move by Montague.
Montague did a nice job of just with her footwork right there. A young lady that's shooting right under 52%. Again, Mississippi State going into their post game is a good option for them.
That's a strong point about Mississippi State. We spent a lot of time talking about their guards, but they are strong in the post. That was the first foul on Prater. Montague just a sophomore. Caught is a junior. Whitehorn doesn't get the roll. Offensive rebound by Latham.
Again, they have a little size advantage, but they're not seeing it right now. Hollingshed was open inside, but this Tennessee team is going to shoot threes, and they're going to keep doing so. But Whitehorn, for her to miss 2,
yeah,
she didn't miss 2. She missed 2 the whole first half.
I need a physics professor to teach me why that didn't go in, because it did everything but fall through the net. Whitehorn will slow it down. 5 Lady Vols at the score table to come in at the next dead ball. Latham with Jordan on her. Shot clock goes under 10. Spencer looking to create and draws the foul. And the foul will be on Prater. So Sam Spencer will go to the free throw line. It's the second foul on Prater, so 4 of the 5 Lady Vols will check in. And it will be Kanaya Boyd waiting to come in after Sam Spencer.
I thought Mississippi State did a really nice job of taking away option 1, option 2 for Tennessee. And when you see that the shot clock is winding down, that's a smart and headsy play for Spencer to just say, let me see if I can get something at the rim, and she was able to do so.
What do you think of the free throw?
It's
Sam
fast.
Spencer?
It's a fast free throw. It's just catch, shoot.
Whatever works, right?
Yes, whatever. And it works for her. She's done a nice job of not only shooting the ball from the perimeter, she 3 of 6 from the three-point line. From the three-point line, she's been very good. And so to mix that up a little bit as a player that can play off the bounce and shoot the three, that's something that you want to see her do more often.
She does not turn the ball over either. 3 games with 0 turnovers as the point guard for Tennessee. Spencer's out of the game at the moment. 5 new players in for the Lady Vols. Just have to go so hard in spurts if you're a Tennessee player. You know you're going to get a breather.
And that's what she wants. She wants you playing hard every single minute and not having to worry about if I'm going to be fatigued or not. And that pressure does exactly that. It speeds you up, it turns you over. And they were able to do so in their half-court defense. Not only do they turn you over in the backcourt, full court, but they can also pick up and do a great job in the half-court of making you now get out of your sets as well.
And you know, Nikki, this isn't just a switch that Kim Caldwell flipped and said, hey, this is how you're going to play when the season started. There was a summer of grueling conditioning, the likes of which none of these players have ever experienced.
No, they hadn't, and this is the system and the philosophy that she likes, is to be able to go deep in her bench, because not only is she keeping fresh legs on the floor and fresh bodies, she's also keeping fresh minds on the floor. So physically, mentally, they're engaged and they're ready to go because they only have to go for, 3 or 4 minutes, and then they know that they're going to get a breather.
Fouls on Kayla Thomas. Spearman on the free throw line. Spearman came into the program from Miami. And he's made an instant impact as a Lady Vol, coming off an 18.8 rebound game against Arkansas over the weekend. Yeah, Spearman's just one of those players that just physically looks elite. When you stand next to her, you're like, okay, you may be a brain surgeon, but you're an incredible athlete.
No, well. She definitely is, and she's long, and she's also very mobile. At 6'4", she can take the ball off the bounce. She's obviously shooting the three. Kim Caldwell's system is allowing her bigs to play away from the basket. Traditionally, you have your 6'4" player in the paint, but not in Caldwell's system.
Russell facing the double team does a good job. Actually, does a good job to get rid of it. The pass was just a little out of the Shields' reach. So that was one of the live ball turnovers Mississippi State wanted to avoid, but there's timeout on the floor, so Tennessee can't advance it. The Women's Basketball Hall of Fame is just up the hill from Thompson Bowling Arena at Food City Center. And today, Mississippi State took a trip over there. It was very special for Destiny McFall because not only was she visiting the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame, her jersey from junior college is on display this year. They always honor a junior college player in the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame for a season. And last year, she had such an impressive season at Northwest Florida State College. Her jersey was taken at the end of the year. She had not seen it in the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. That was nice to go in and see your old jersey there.
Now, I think that's really a testimony to who she is as a player. At Northwest Florida State College, she was able to transfer that experience to now playing at a very competitive league in the SEC. And we talk about, there's a lot of players who take that path, and junior college also is a way to prepare you. You got 2 years of learning what the system is and playing in a system, and she's able to transfer that here with the Mississippi State team.
Darby knocks down the three. And I know you told a story today that Pat Summitt initially stayed away from junior college, but were it not for her bending on that, there wouldn't be a couple of banners up in the rafters.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we were able to fulfill the roster with 2 really good junior college players, Shannon Bobbitt and Bird. They both came in and started at last year that we won the championship. We had 5 seniors, and 2 of the starters were Shannon Bobbitt and Bird. And again, junior college is going to have players that are a little bit more mature. They've had a little bit more of that experience underneath their belt, playing in an up and down type competitive system, and it transferred and helped us win 2 championships.
Just a couple of those banners up there 07 and 08. Sam Spencer on the line. She was just fouled by Jerkayla Jordan. Only Jordan's first foul, but the team's fourth. And Spencer's 4 of 4 from the free throw line, now 13 points tonight. Spencer averages 11 per game. Good press break by Mississippi State. Debrisha Poe, her threes are like layups.
They are. I mean, when you think that she's not going to shoot it, she's going to shoot it. And she has a very quick release. And I like the fact that she's not hesitant. They broke the press, and she said, you know what, give me the ball, and I'm going to knock down the three, but coming right back after you, you got Ruby Whitehorn.
Tennessee scored 10 of the last 12 points, and there was a travel called against Mississippi State. 15th turnover.
Tennessee pressure didn't affect this Mississippi State team because Powell was able to knock down the three, but coming right back at them is Whitehorn. When she's able to elevate, I mean, she's the peak of her shot. The way she extends that jump shot, it's very hard to block a jump shooter, and she does a nice job of making sure that she gets into that mid-range area.
Mississippi State forcing the turnover up to Jordan, and Jordan easily lays it in.
Again, this Mississippi State team is a very good defensive team. They get your hands up, try to get some deflections, but you now got to put together some stops.
Cooper off the mark. Good offensive board by Boyd. Tennessee scored 23 points off Mississippi State turnovers. Lob down to Puckett. Nice. It's not normally where you see Sarah Puckett.
Well, she had a size advantage, and it took them a little while to realize it. And so once you see that you have that high-low action, now Spearman was able to pull Okada away from the basket, and that gave her that easy look inside.
McFall. That's the player we just showed you at the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. That was a nice move. That was a Hall of Fame move.
Yeah, that was really nice. McFall taking it to the basket, but this Tennessee team, they have so many weapons. You're going to have to be able to put together some defensive stops, but not on a play like this.
We are beginning several games designated as We Back Pat games as we honor the legacy of legendary Pat Summitt, both on and off the court. All of the Lady Vols tonight wearing Summitt on the back of their jerseys. Pat's legacy lives on. These were her numbers as a coach. And there's no one better to speak to that than you, Nikki.
Well, you know, one of the things that you knew when you decided to attend and play for Pat Summitt at the University of Tennessee that you were coming here to play for championships. The standard was exactly that, and you know, her legacy still lives on. I've had an opportunity to also work with Pat Summitt's leadership group, and this was established to continue Pat's legacy of making a positive impact on others. And being involved with the Pat Summitt Leadership Group, one of the things that you focus in on is Pat's definite dozen. And so by doing so, this wisdom that you're gaining, it's valuable to anyone looking to grow personally or professionally.
Yeah, I would encourage people in our audience to Google Pat Summitt's definite dozen.
Yes.
It's online, various sources. Mistake from McFall, missed the layup. Jordan with the offensive rebound and draws the foul going back up.
Nice hang time right there by Jordan to be able to draw the foul. And you mentioned Pat Summitt's definite dozen. You also talk about Pat Summitt and the books that she's written. Those two are great opportunities for people to utilize for resources as well.
Whitehorn committed the foul, her third. Jordan's on the free throw line. But, you know, Nikki, if you think about it, Pat's impact extends way beyond basketball. You were telling me there are people in that leadership training that really had to be told who Pat was.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, a lot of corporations, a lot of businesses may not know who Pat Summitt is, but they're implementing some of the things that made this program so special. And when you're able to take some of the leadership qualities that Pat Summitt has given to so many people. And again, this is really an opportunity for people to go online and utilize her leadership program.
A lot of bodies colliding there, and Latham collided with McFall at the end of that play. McFall is still down. The foul was called on Latham. And good to see her up. That was a physical play, to say the least.
Well, you're always glad to see someone get up from that type of hit right there, and that's a tough hit, and she was able to get back up and continue to play.
Yeah, Latham 6'2", and McFall's 5'9". McFall double teamed, timeout taken by Mississippi State to avoid the turnover. That's the situation, Nikki, that you've made me laugh so hard today, because when you're in that situation as a coach, the last thing you want to do is let the team take the ball from you, right? When you're swarmed by the defense. So what did you tell your team to do one time?
Well, we knew we were going to play a very aggressive style of play, whether it's a Mississippi State or you're playing a Texas, Big Schaefer. But I remember telling my players, I was like, look, who is the person that you depend on the most? Who gives you that security? And I said, think about them. And it's typically the answer would be, well, my mom or my dad. I said, pretend like your mom or dad is in the stands. So if you get in trouble, just throw the ball to them. And so we didn't want any live ball turnover, so you had to really put that exaggeration into their head. Yeah, I mean, that's how I exaggerated the story. But I did have to tell them, like, look, you cannot give live ball turnovers. And you can't especially do that against a team like Tennessee who likes to run the ball back.
So you'd rather them just whip it in the stands.
They could have whipped it in the stands, turn it over any other way, try to hit it off of their leg, you know. Go ahead and travel and walk. At least it stops the clock and it stops them from going the other way.
You actually told Sam Purcell that story too. I was wondering if he was going to do that tonight. That foul was on Spearman, and it puts McFall on the free throw line. McFall averaging 10 points a game in SEC play. That's 2 points over her season average. She's playing better and better as she gets used to this system of Mississippi State and the Division I level.
No, you're right. She's done a nice job of just really settling in, being more of a threat for Mississippi State. They obviously need her to also break the pressure, and she's done a really nice job of doing so.
Sam Spencer just screaming out direction to her team from the top of the key. Gets rid of it, and Cooper, whatever Spencer said, she obeyed, and it paid off.
Again, Cooper started the game really slow offensively, only shooting, I think she was shooting 1 of 9 at one point, and then now she's at 10 points, 5 of 15 from the field, but also this young lady can distribute the basketball. She will fill her stat line. She's already got 5 assists and 3 rebounds.
Jordan was left open, did not make that shot, shockingly rolled off the rim. Cooper gonna take it herself. She did that from end to end all by herself.
Yeah, Cooper did a nice job of really taking the ball to the basket, but more importantly, the finish with the left hand.
Nice pass from McFall to Prater for the finish for Mississippi State. Quickly, Tennessee lets that go. And then a jump ball called on Spearman.
When you have a player like Talasia Cooper, you got to know that she can score multiple ways, but her ability to play off the bounce and finish through contact, and then this left-hand layup, really nice by Cooper.
Yeah, she is so fun to watch, so smooth. I always feel like that great players in any sport make what they do look easy.
And that she does.
She does that. So it'll be Mississippi State's ball. They'll have to advance at the length of the floor. Lady Vols full court man-to-man. Jordan with Cooper on her. Sam Purcell directing his offense from the bench as Jordan cross half court.
Well, one thing you want to do is make sure you have the last shot. So you don't want to go too early in the clock, but you definitely want to give yourself the best look possible.
Final seconds, third quarter. Russell open, and Russell just missing the three, but Mississippi State got that last shot. So we are heading into the final 10 minutes, and Mississippi State very much a threat to Tennessee. Welcome back to Knoxville as we honor Pat Summitt and her continued impact both on and off the court. Sam Gore along with Nikki Fargas, who played for Pat Summitt, coached with Pat, coached against Pat. And Nikki, when you were here, obviously you were Nikki Caldwell. In fact, Tamika Catchings, one of my most consistent partners, still calls you Caldwell.
I know, everybody, when they see me, they're like, hey Caldwell, hey Caldwell. But, you know, the one thing that I will say with Pat, I got to see Pat also as a mother. And when I was in school, she had Tyler. And this picture right here, oh my goodness, this is her 500th victory. And so there's Michelle Marciniak, Passion Thompson's in there, Vonda Ward. It was just such a joy to be able to play here. But more importantly, I got a chance to coach with Pat. So you know what happens when you leave the program, and a lot of college players will talk about this. I had no idea what all it took for coaches to prepare their teams. I just thought, well, this woman, she just is demanding so much from us. She wants, and the expectations are so high. But then when I got on the other side and I was able to coach with her, I really had a deeper appreciation for the time, the energy, the effort that it takes just to put a scouting report together or just to put a practice plan together. And again, this relationship that I was able, and a lot of us were fortunate to have, I had the player relationship, player-coach relationship, I had coach-coach, but more importantly, she was also one of my dearest friends.
Cooper opens up the fourth quarter with a 2 for Tennessee. Yeah, that last picture where you guys were embracing, you were actually coaching against her at that point. Cooper again, 4 unanswered points by Talasia Cooper, making you again look like a genius, Nikki.
I mean, she must have heard something from, I don't know, maybe someone told her something, I don't know. But she's definitely has turned it on, especially going into the second half. She's been more efficient from the field right now. She's perfect in the fourth quarter. In the third quarter, she was 3 of 4. Again, this player got off to a slow start in the first half, but then she has now settled in. And her ability to turn you over and then to score the basketball off the turnover, that to me is a young lady that says, you know what, I'm going to play on both sides of the basketball. Even if my shot, where is it falling, I'm still going to give maximum effort.
Well, you know, Kim Caldwell told us today at shoot-around that Cooper is a fourth quarter player.
Yes.
She likes to rise late in the game.
Yes, she does, and she's somebody that you want on the floor late in the game because her ability to score the basketball. And that's what a cut could give you. She's got to make that finish, but that's what you needed. You need an offensive rebound to give a little putback and get an easy 2.
Well, Mississippi State had the shot there, could not take advantage of it. Chance for Tennessee to build on the lead. 4 straight points by Cooper. Spencer with a nice spin. Oh, look at Spearman. Missed the follow, though. And Poe saves it from going out of bounds. Shields picked up her dribble. Caught, looking to post up. And a travel, that was just incredible D by Spearman. She was not giving Akot an opening.
No, she did, and when Akot had the crab dribble, I thought she could have kept going, and then she got stuck, and from that point, you need to kick the ball out and then reset because she had shooters around her.
Loved watching Spearman's feet defending that time. She was defending with her feet, hands straight up. That's a summer camp play there. Show that to the campers.
Yeah, you show how you start and finish everything through your footwork.
Final quarter. Tennessee will play Vanderbilt this weekend. Mississippi State plays Ole Miss. Offensive foul. Russell gets called for the foul. That's the 18th turnover on Mississippi State.
Very solid play right there by Spencer to put her body in the harm's way, if you will. And again, defensively, this Tennessee team will get after you.
Oh, Spencer left open. Linda Shields fell down, so she pulled the trigger.
Yeah, Spencer has been just fabulous from the three-point line, 4 of 7, but more importantly, handling that pressure and able to get herself back. This is what I like about Coach Caldwell's system, though. When there's any room where you have she's given them the green light to shoot the three, and that's been very good for them.
I think we just had a technical. One of our officials had the T signal. Let's see, maybe not.
Well, I believe they may have put a tech on Spencer, yes. Maybe a little talking back and forth there.
I think we're gonna find out. So Sam Spencer touching the ball when Mississippi State had it out of bounds. That's why the technical was called. Tennessee has, other than that, been on a 7-0 run to start the quarter. And now Jerkayla Jordan will get a chance to eat into that, and Mississippi State will get the ball back.
Yeah, again, what you want to do is have great energy on the defensive side of the basketball, and Spencer had just knocked down the three, and then maybe just got a little bit over the line a little bit and reaching for the ball and trying to keep the ball from seeing the defender, the offensive player, and defensively she just reached and touched the ball.
So Mississippi State, let's see if they can take advantage. Remember, Tennessee started the quarter out on 7-0 run. Poe picks up her dribble, knocked away, Hollingshed. Spencer. Good fake. Got Prater off her feet, buried the two.
Yeah, Spencer is doing a really nice job of just taking what the defense gives her. Whether you give her a three or whether you give her a penetration, she's just playing really calm and composed right now.
18 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists for Spencer. Jordan, and that's a three. Just stepped back behind that line when she released it. Good shot.
Yes, Jerkayla Jordan has just done everything that's right for this Mississippi State team. You know, 17 points right now, but they're going to need a whole lot more of those three balls to get back in this game.
Jordan's shot again.
Well, the step back right here to the three and the release. So 75% from the three-point line.
That's not bad.
Not bad at all.
Fouls on Hollingshed. You may have heard the fans booing. The one thing Mississippi State has done for the most part, they've not let this crowd be as big a factor as they can be here. Tennessee, when you look up in the Raptors here, there's hardly any empty seats. So over 8,500 here tonight. And there's the takeaway by Boyd. Cooper saves it. Looks inside. Spearman.
A lot of missed opportunities right there, and let's see if Mississippi State can capitalize on it and string together some extra passes maybe, but getting yourself to the free throw line and stopping the clock, that's also a positive for Mississippi State.
McFall fouled by Jules Spear, so McFall will go to the free throw line now. 6:17 left to play. First foul on Spear.
At some point, we're going to see if Mississippi State's going to try to apply a little bit more pressure, maybe a little bit more full court pressure if they can, because I do think that they're going to have to slow this pace down.
12-point Lady Vols lead with just over 6 to play. Tennessee ranked number 15 in the nation right now. Good post up by Spearman. They just cannot buy a basket suddenly.
No, a nice job right there with helping on the double inside and causing her to miss the shot.
Good look. Prater had hands in her face, found McFall, and McFall is fouled again, this time by Puckett, and she'll go back to the line.
I mean, nice job of kicking out of the trap, and they were able to attack at the basket, missed a layup, but stayed aggressive and able to get herself to the free throw line. When you're playing against a Tennessee team who brings a lot of pressure in the backcourt, then you need to look and see what long passes can we make to break that pressure.
15 foul on the Lady Vols. They bring in several players. And now Tennessee's got Whitehorn, Spencer Darby, Latham, and Hollingshed. McFall, Jordan, Prater, Edwards, Poe. Actually, DeShields just comes in for Mississippi State as well. And McFall missed one a minute ago. She hardly ever misses a free throw. 80% free throw shooter this year. And that gets the lead to under 10, a 9-point Tennessee lead.
And if you look at Mississippi State's lineup right now, they went to a small ball lineup. A lot of athleticism still on the floor, but the height advantage right now would be in Tennessee's favor.
It's a 6-0 Mississippi State run at the moment. Remember, both coaches expected a lot of runs. Kevin Caldwell going back to the subs. So if you're Mississippi State right now, Nikki, how are you going to finish this game? What has to happen?
Well, first off, you got to get your defensive stops. And he went with a very defensive-minded lineup, but you got to stay disciplined against a team like Tennessee. But Whitehorn has just been absolutely dominant. And when she sees that she has a size advantage, guess what she does? She backs you down and she brings you into the post game, and then she elevates.
She also has a freshman on her, Shakira Edwards. Sam Purcell says maybe the most gifted player he has on the roster. This is her first action tonight, number 6 in black. Heck of a baptism here tonight at Tennessee. Spear. And that rebound run down by Cooper. She's defended by Edwards. Better defense that time.
Great defense that time. They needed to get the defensive stop, but they weren't able to clear the rebound. And that's where you got to make sure that you're doing and eliminating those extra possessions that Tennessee is getting.
Tennessee has twice as many offensive rebounds as Mississippi State to this point. And we'll be right back. SEC Women's Basketball is presented by Regions Bank, official bank of the SEC. Wow, you think she can get 50? 6 minutes left?
I mean, there's a lot of time left on that clock there, so about 6 minutes left to go in the game, but 38 points.
Here tonight, leading scores Whitehorn and Spencer both with 18 points. Jordan has 17 for Mississippi State. Final quarter here in Rocky Top. Nice look inside. Cooper feeding the post to Spearman.
Again, the size advantage that you have when you're able to post up and get deep in the paint like Cooper did, and that double team left a wide open layup for Spearman.
Prater spun away from Spencer and makes it. Good heads up play by Prater, who turned around and was wide open.
At this point, the clock is not Mississippi State's friend. They're going to have to get some stops. They're going to have to turn this team, Tennessee team, over. And you can start with your transition game.
Nice look. DeShields backs it out. Again, Mississippi State's gone to a smaller lineup. Jordan off the front end, and it'll go back to Tennessee.
I mean, great look right there for Jordan. I mean, she hit one of those earlier. If she knocks that down, the score now gets into that area where it's 68 to 77, but has she knocked that three down, you know, we're looking at a totally different ball game. So again, getting a defensive stop is going to be key for Mississippi State.
I mean, Mississippi State has shot 48% tonight. They turned it over 20 times, but their goal is 28 or less. But yet they just have not been able to overtake Tennessee. That three in and out, and it falls right to Cooper.
You know, a lot of times you're telling your team to use the clock, don't need quick shots, making sure that Tennessee gets the set and the look that they want, and right now they do have the size advantage.
Shot clock down to 2, and then a foul called. It was at 1.9, and the foul's on Prater. And that's her 3rd foul. So Tennessee will have a chance to add to the lead from the free throw line. Kanaya Boyd will be at the free throw line. Redshirt freshman from Las Vegas, redshirted last season after an injury. She's the second Lady Vol from Las Vegas. I know you're there now, but Ray Burrell is from Vegas.
Ray Burrell also from Vegas, yes.
You ever see Kanaya Boyd in Las Vegas?
I have not. I have not. But it's great seeing her in person right now.
Yeah. DeShields pass up the 3. Poe has a good pass.
That was a nice pass. Great ball handling right there by DeShields for the kick out. And if they can string along, again, a defensive stop here and there, again, 71 to 78. But the difference in this Tennessee team in the second half is they've been all over the offensive glass. They got 16 offensive rebounds.
Capricia Poe having a good night for Mississippi State. Spearman again getting good looks inside, finishes with the left.
Yeah, Spearman can do a little bit of everything when you think about her ability to score the basketball, and she's done so by that little step through that she had. And here's Tennessee back, running the ball back at Mississippi State.
3-on-2 break. And Joel Spear draws the foul with 2:24 left to play.
Again, this Tennessee team does a nice job of getting back, and great extra pass for Poe there to knock down the 3. And then this Tennessee team, again, they're going to go right back at you. But look at the Euro step by Spearman, the nice finish at the rim. She's got 7 points, 8 rebounds tonight.
Fouls on Jordan, her second. Jewel Spear at the free throw line, honored before the game tonight after going over 2,000 career points. She's already received her undergraduate degree and now getting a master's in agricultural leadership, education, and communications. Again, that's one of the trademarks of this program, especially when Pat actually started it. All the Lady Vols that have completed their eligibility have received their degree.
And you also get to go into the locker room, and there's a pole. It's the foundation of one of the foundation parts of this building, and you get to sign your name on the pole and the year that you graduated. I'm probably gonna have to go in there and get a marker.
Yeah.
Because I know mine is faded.
You got to check your name.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. You can tell by that hairstyle I had, right?
Well, actually, speaking of hairstyles, I heard you were talked into shaving your number in the back of your head one year at the Final Four. I mean, you give off this composed, you know, so classy and calm, and you're shaving your number in your head. What was that?
I'm going to fault Daedra Night Train Charles. Rest in peace, my friend. But we both had the same hairdresser in college, and she was 32 and I was 33, so we thought it was a great idea. And I said, okay, I'll do it with you. And
Yeah.
Pat was livid.
No, Pat was not very happy
Yeah,
with
she
her
was not.
leadership because
No.
she said you as a freshman just followed the leader.
I mean, one of the definite dozen is you have to have great leaders and eager followers, right? So.
Well, you were an eager follower. There is the
There she
banner
is.
that hangs here honoring her.
Yeah, Daedra Charles was one of those players that you just loved playing with because she poured into you. She made sure that the freshmen were taken care of. She would feed us. She would cook for us, and we just really miss her. But more importantly, the reason why Pat was a little upset because she felt as though we were drawing attention to ourselves with shaving the numbers in the back of our
In
head.
that era, you were. 4th foul on Spearman. Akot misses both free throws, and the rebound goes to Cooper. Or excuse me, Whitehorn. Under 2 minutes to play. Time running out on Mississippi State. And a foul called. Looks like the foul's going to go against McFall, and that's her 3rd.
You know, one
15
thing
foul.
about this Mississippi State team is that they do not stop.
No.
They continue to play hard. They continue to come after you. With the exception of that second quarter, this game has just really been neck and neck. Tennessee had that late run in the second quarter where they had knocked down 3 threes in the last 52 seconds of the second quarter, and that was the biggest quarter that, as far as difference in score, 19-26. But other than that, Mississippi State and Tennessee have just been back-to-back with each other, 15-17 in the first quarter, 22-21 in the third quarter. Right now, 15-17 in the fourth quarter. So quarter number 2, gonna have to go back and look at that.
Whitehorn now with 20 points for the Lady Vols. Again, this Mississippi State team, they've opened SEC play up against 4 teams in the top 20 in their first 5 games, and they're 2-2 right now. Charlie Cream has them safely in the NCAA tournament if it were to start today. Russell pass deflected, good deflection by Whitehorn to get her hand in that passing lane.
Yeah, again, you've got fresh legs on the floor. You've got fresh bodies. You've got a fresh mind. So down the stretch here, they're going to stay active. They've got a very athletic, long lineup in. And when you have players that can also play multiple positions, it's very difficult to guard because they can also switch up man-to-man if they need to, and player for player. They've done a great job of doing so.
McFall misses the 3. And wow, what hustle. A timeout was taken by Tennessee as Cooper was trying to save that ball, and that's the timeout by Tennessee leaves them with 2 timeouts. Mississippi State has 1 remaining.
That was very headsy of Spencer. She saw that her teammate was in a little trouble here with the ball being deflected and on the floor, and she's in the refs telling them, timeout, timeout, timeout.
Reminder, coming up after us, we will take you to the Pavilion in Oxford. Ole Miss will host Florida. And I know there's a freshman at Florida you're high on, Liv McGill. Our audience will get to see her play.
Yeah, she's an exciting player to watch. Running the show for this Florida team. She plays the point position, but I like her ability to take over. And when she does so, she's a fun player to watch.
Ole Miss and Mississippi State will play Sunday afternoon in Starkville. Big weekend of SEC action on Sunday. Tennessee will play Vanderbilt. It's a 12-point Tennessee lead with just over a minute to play.
And as you're looking at this Tennessee team, they're doing a great job of taking time off of the clock.
And making threes. Jewel Spear makes the 12th 3 of the night for the Lady Vols. That's their average. Prater quickly on the other end misses. Cooper with a rebound, under a minute to play. And this is the largest lead of the night for Tennessee.
As you can see, they're running a 5-out motion here with the pick and the roll, and then they bring the player to the rise, and that's how they were able to get that 3 ball.
Spearman saved it though, back to Jordan.
And Mississippi State has numbers right now.
Under 30 seconds to play. McFall for 3. In and out, Prater with a rebound. Gets the 2, 20.5 to play. And Tennessee is going to win this game and move to 3-2 in SEC play, 15-2 overall after a spirited effort by Mississippi State. A lot of positives to draw from the Bulldogs, and Kim Caldwell and the Lady Vols just keep on going.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of stringing together 3 solid quarters. That run that they had in the second half, or second quarter, was huge for them. Again, give a lot of credit to Whitehorn, who came ready to play from the jump, and then Spencer gave you great minutes and great shooting from the 3-point line. A very balanced attack by this Tennessee team.
Well, Nikki, it was fun to share this wee backpack game with you, get you out of the studio. Thank you so much. For my very accomplished partner, Nikki Fargas, I'm Sam Gore with the honor of saying so long. We're going to send it into the studio now to Dari, Steffi, and KJ.